It's always a hassle to get this in the right. Okay, Cancer, welcome to the Forgiving Tarot. This is your mid-October 2025 reading for your Sun, Moon, Rising, and or Venus signs. Check out your placements to get a message that most resonates with you. I'm not telling you what to do. The Oracle's not telling you what to do. Ultimately, you have free will. Therefore, you make the best decision for you and those involved. Hi, if you're cross-watching or you yourself, Cancer, feel that the roles are in the reverse, please reverse them, take what applies, and leave what doesn't. It's a general reading, not a private reading, so it may resonate, may not resonate. Please be aware of that. Thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing, commenting, and donating. It's greatly appreciated. Okay, Cancer. What is going on for Cancer mid-October 2025? Cancer. Okay, I think we're ready. And Aries. Well, this reading is for Cancer. So Cancer, you have the Judgment card as the overall energy, the Page of Wands in the current, the challenge is the Six of Swords. Okay, so overall there might be some sort of opportunity or perhaps a reconciliation with this Judgment card here. Oh, thanks. Hi. And currently with the Page of Wands, there might be some sort of communication or maybe an idea that you want to share or something. Because the Page of Wands normally is not only just a card of communication, but it is about living in the now. It's about ideas being expressed, passion. But this Six of Swords as your challenge, yeah, it's because it was connected to Twitch, because I was trying to do the multi-streaming. Excuse me. And then when my little like tryout for multi-streaming ended, and then I streamed yesterday just to YouTube, the whole chat thing fixed. So I was like, oh, okay, that's what it was. But I don't know how to change it. Thank you. I appreciate that. Okay, so Six of Swords, that's your challenge. So your challenge is either mentally moving away from something, finding yourself in a much more calmer state mentally, or just moving on, period, from something. Doing too many dishes at once. I'm trying to multitask. Four of Swords in your foundation. A pause, healing, a break from something. 6 and 4, there's a Two of Swords there. So you might be stuck at a stalemate. Let's see what else comes out. You have the Devil card in the past. Capricorn energy, could have been dealing with one, have it in your chart. Capricorn is 7th of you, so that's your 7th house, which can represent that this might have to do with relationships or dealing with other people, but doesn't have to be. Just take it as it resonates. So in the past with this Devil card, there could have been something toxic, maybe something that you felt you couldn't let go of, maybe you felt restrained to, there could have been fears, I don't know, we'll see when we clarify. And then the Strength card on your mind, Leo energy. Yeah, thanks. But despite the limited viewership, well, it's gonna go up. That's the hope. You know, gotta keep persevering if it's something you want to succeed, right? And Ace of Pentacles is your outcome. So some sort of new beginning in regards to a relationship for some. I know it's Pentacles, so it can have to do with money or your stability, but I like to say it could have to do with a relationship because Pentacle is something secure, it's something solid. So I used to always say that the Ace of Pentacles can be a possibility for a reconciliation, you know, when shit hits the fan type of thing and you work through it, the bond does become stronger because there's an indication that hey, there's somebody by my side. Hey, we can work through whatever challenges come. Hey, you're gonna make me famous. Yes, we can. Okay. Well, I think I did give my 2 cents for your situation before. Actually, I'm not made up in the face. I have no makeup on. Maybe a little bit of mascara, but that's about it. Okay, so 6 of Pentacles, Queen of Cups, that's you, and the 10 of Cups. So this is hopes in reconciling, I feel like. With some sort of partnership or other people. It doesn't have to be romantic. It could be platonic or family or something like this. There's hopes of healing something. For some of you, it's giving yourself the opportunity to open back up to love. Why is the Page of Wands here? I'm not even sure if this is making sense, but maybe it will as we go. Knight of Swords, there's the 2 of Swords, the stuck at a stalemate. And the King of Wands. So you could be dealing with an Aries, Sag, Leo. Maybe air sign, Aquarius, Gemini, Libra, or maybe you have these in your chart. Yeah, I remember you're Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, right? Something like that. From what I remember. I think you were telling Andy that in another live. And here's the 2 of Cups. Yes, and you're an Aries dealing with the Leo. I feel like in the current energy, somebody wants to rush in, but there's almost like this intense feeling of taking action, but then this 2 of Swords says, no, you know what? I'm going to block that. This could be you towards someone or someone towards you. You might be dealing with someone who's younger, or perhaps their communication style is immature. Or maybe you feel like you have to kind of stoop down to someone's level to communicate with them. But whatever this is, even if this is not a person, if this is you, you have this drive or this spark, and you're moving along with it, but you're not taking this kind of irrational action. You're not being crazy about it. Even if there's an intense feeling, I think you're taking a step back. I don't know, maybe in the past the way you dealt with feelings were more, I'm just going to vomit everything, as opposed to now there's a bit of a stepping back. I don't even know if it's a control. What is the 6 of Swords? Thank you. Yeah, you know, every time I tried to color my hair, I thought it was going back to this color, but for whatever reason it was not. And then it started to just become kind of like highlights, like more blonde. And I think it's just because like I basically have salt and pepper hair naturally if I didn't color my hair, if you guys have seen before. But yeah, I was like, you know what? I think I want to have that reddish brown come out a little bit more. So we did like a glaze. You're gonna red too for you. I'm sorry you lost your grandpa. Mm. Thanks. Okay, so you're challenged with the Six of Swords, Sun card, Hierophant, Three of Swords. So Leo, Taurus energy there. Something is very clear. I feel like this is about some sort of commitment that you had. Either it's work, family, love related, because of the Hierophant here. And I feel like you've tried your best to bring in clarity or happiness. But this Three of Swords, whatever the situation is, there's clearly some sort of pain here that's difficult to move on from. Although I do feel that you're willing to move on from it. It's not like you're harboring resentment on purpose. I feel like this Six of Swords is just, it's kind of hard to get to that point. I don't know if something just keeps reoccurring or keeps reminding you or triggering, you know, or something keeps going on in a cycle. Why is the Four of Swords here? Oh, is it? Shonda? Yeah. I mean, it was cool, but then I was like, yeah, I kind of miss my dark hair. Five of Swords, the Fool, and the Page of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles at the bottom. So I feel like in the foundation, as much, if you're dealing with a person who's been petty or playing mind games, or, you know, they had their own agenda or made you feel disregarded, I feel like you could play this person at their game, if not better. However, you chose a different route. Because I think you're just wanting to bring in some sort of stability into your life, which ultimately brings in peace, brings in healing. For some of you, you want to know the truth of something. Five of Swords. I get the sense of taking a step back. And I feel like it's general, because I don't necessarily feel like it's only specific to a relationship. So let's say you really want to take action on, I don't know, something you want to get started. Let's say it's a business. There is, there's a potential to overcome any sort of challenges here, because this Five of Swords is like winning at all costs, taking this leap of faith, starting with something, Page of Pentacles. But with the Four of Swords, it's like, I don't know if it's taking a break, or perhaps if it's not you necessarily taking a break, it's possibly the universe giving you this time to purposely slow you down for whatever reason, for I guess what's to come. Something is moving slowly. For some of you, there's been very little communication with an earth sign, Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. Why is the Devil card here in the past? Thanks, Bijan. Four of Wands, the Five of Pentacles, and the Four of Cups. Yeah, so in the past, either some sort of home situation, your foundation, where you feel secure, where you feel like you belong, or just your stability, okay, whatever that is, there's something lacking there. Whether it's lacking financially, time and energy, you feel like you're not getting enough over there, or you feel, if I didn't say that already, left out in the cold. And then the Four of Cups, there's definitely a sense of dissatisfaction. I feel like in the past, there's also this feeling of like something was missed. Not that maybe you've missed not that you've missed an opportunity, but perhaps you've tried everything for this to grow, but maybe outside circumstances didn't allow it, or maybe the person you're dealing with wasn't on the same page with you. What's at the bottom? The Seven of Swords. For some of you, you've hid this pain or this fear. Others of you, you've tried to run away from this. For some of you, there's been escape coping mechanisms to escape that weren't very healthy. Because I do feel a lack of stability in the past with whatever this Devil card is specifically. Hi. All right, let's see, what is the Strength card? I'm over here taking my sweet ass time when I don't have the time right now. Okay, so Strength card. You have the Lovers, the Death card, wow, and the Chariot. So 3 major arcanas clarifying a major arcana. This is on your mind. So this is something serious. Whatever it is that you're thinking about doing, whatever it is that you're feeling intuitively, this is something like it's major. This could be a choice to completely change everything and you're waiting for the right time. Maybe you're holding yourself back a little bit. Or again, like I said, maybe the universe is holding you back purposely. There could be a relationship here that perhaps, because of the Lovers card and the Death card, that either you want to end or transform into something else, but you want to move forward. That's the whole point of this. You want to move forward. For some of you, it's being brave, being strong enough, having the strength to move forward from someone or from something. It's, again, not necessarily, it doesn't have to be that you want a relationship to end, but whatever cycle it is that you were dealing with, you want that to end. You want something completely brand new, possibly same person, but you want to move forward because there's definitely a lot of stuck feelings. 3 of Pentacles. This is about working together. What is this Ace of Pentacles? My goodness. There could have been a load of things that were involved in this situation, whether it was another person, whether it was, you know, I don't know, somebody had other priorities, or perhaps Devil card, maybe there was addictions or something like this. What is this Ace of Pentacles? Queen of Pentacles, wow, the 10 of Pentacles and the 9 of Wands. So and 10 of Wands. So for some of you, this opportunity that's coming to you, whether it's something financial or something in regards to the heart, I see Pentacles here. So it's definitely something that has to do with your stability and security, whatever that means to you. Some people, you know, maybe they have money, maybe they're comfortable, but what they want or where they want to feel security is in their relationships. So it could be that, and this 10 of Pentacles can represent family. So there is, I feel like this 9 of Wands is about persevering. Why is the 9 of Wands here? Queen of Wands, 10 of Pentacles. For some of you, you're tired of taking care of something repetitively. The Ace of Wands. Huh, funny. I also want to say, for some of you, you do a lot better when you're not constantly thinking about how to help the other person or how you can serve the other person, or how, like, there needs to be a focus on what you need to take care of for yourself. And I don't mean in a negative, selfish way, but when there are people who are constantly worried about checking in on someone, or constantly worried about like they're just constantly self-sacrificing, there comes a time where it's like, okay, all that self-sacrificing, you're going to have to sacrifice that for yourself as well. Now there's other people, maybe you're cross-watching and you're like, nope. Now there's other people who are very self-serving, and they need to cut that out and be a little self-sacrificing to others. Because I do see here something brand new that makes you feel confident. For some of you, it's some sort of financial opportunity, but you have the Two of Pentacles here. So something that you have to balance out or manage, and it's something that you're going to invest in potentially. What is this here? The Emperor, Aries energy, the Knight of Wands, the Three of Pentacles. This could be a father figure, a spouse, a masculine energy, a boss. It doesn't have to be. This could just, the Emperor could just be taking control, taking action, and collaborating, working on something. I don't know what this Ace of Pentacles is particularly for you, but it does bring in that feeling of security. And it might require some extra work, but I think you can do this. Somebody could have a fear of, if this is about a reconciliation, let's say this is you. Let's say you're tired and you're sick of somebody's BS, but you're having a hard time moving on from something in regards to that. Let's say, I don't know, something happened, something painful, and you're having a hard time to detach from that mentally. But now here comes an opportunity to open your heart up again, try this again, forgive and let go type of thing. If that's your situation, you are looking at this, and although there's love there is a sense of finding yourself when all of this went down. That journey, that painful journey that you went down, helped you to find yourself. And there might be a fear here of repeating the same cycle or repeating the same drama. Because at this point in time, whatever happened here has helped you to stand up for yourself, to put up some sort of boundaries, to push anything that was uncertain, to push that to the side. Kind of like, oh, well, you're not very sure about me? Great, well, I'm sure of myself, so I can be unsure of you. You get what I'm saying? Because sometimes, Cancer, you can, well, all of us, it's not particularly Cancer, but sometimes we can tend to give so much of ourselves to another person and be so certain of a situation. Again, it doesn't have to be a person. It could be a situation. We're so certain of it, but then it doesn't work out the way that we want it. But because we're so certain and we don't want to let ourselves down, we don't want to tell ourselves that we were wrong, we just keep on. And then it doesn't work, and you're like, okay, at this point I'm suffering now. Why isn't this working? I'm putting in all of my effort, but why isn't this working? Well, because if it's something that requires two energies for it to work, so you and another person, if it's a relationship, or you and coworkers, or I don't know, whatever it is, if it's not working, then you need to give it some time for it to either flow into place. Maybe it's just not the right time right now. Maybe certain things need to fall in place. Or perhaps it's just, yeah, I feel like it's more of, maybe it's just not the right time for it to work. Because you know how some people, let's say this is a relationship, some people are like, oh, you know what, we were just wrong for each other. Not necessarily, because if we're always growing and always evolving, it doesn't necessarily mean that right now, it doesn't mean that in the future it wouldn't work. It's possible if the person doesn't grow, if the person continues to be stunted. But if two people, let's say a relationship doesn't work out, and then 10 years you guys have gone through different situations, you've learned certain things, you've changed certain things, you come back together, and now the relationship is different, can work out. So that's why I'm saying, oh, not the right person for me doesn't necessarily mean that. But then again, I digress, because not a lot of people like to work on themselves. Not a lot of people hold on to anything that gives them that motivation to change, whether it's something like a higher purpose, spirituality, religion, or just greater love for another person, because some people change for another person, or their living situation. You get what I'm saying? So you, let's say this is you, have this uncertainty or this fear in regards to partnerships or a relationship. If this were to happen again, it could be with an Aquarius, Gemini, Libra, with this King of Swords, or they have it in their chart somewhere. Anything else for Cancer? I don't know if any of this makes sense. I'm here taking my sweet time when I shouldn't. 7 of Cups, 6 of Wands, the 5 of Cups. For some of you, if this is about a relationship and there has been some sort of separation or a breakup, somebody here, I don't know if this is you or the other person, may have other options, or maybe getting attention from other individuals. However, with the 5 of Cups showing up, it's kind of like, you know, sometimes you get this attention, but inside you're just like, yeah, but this is not exactly what I want. I still don't feel happy, or I miss the other person, or I'm yearning for something else. Like, it doesn't even matter. That's what I'm getting with these cards that just came out. Look, 8 of Cups. For some of you, well, somebody here wants to invest. They want to make a move, but they're stressed out and they're worried about this healing. So I feel like there's a mirroring effect in regards to that, where there's this wanting to invest, wanting to share love, but it's a little different. So somebody is worried whether or not you're going to be fully open to them, and then you can go vice versa. You are more worried about repeating cycles, losing yourself again, sacrificing too much again. But the Star card keeps coming out. Hope, wishes, being patient, seeing things clearly. Is this person going to provide for you in the way that you need? Provide this sense of security. Could be in regards to work. I see the 8 of Pentacles here. I forgot. I don't know if it was the Gemini reading or the Aries reading or Taurus. I don't know. One of the readings I did was a little bit similar, where it was talking about how something has the potential to work. I think it was Gemini. Don't quote me on that. Something has the potential to work, but because there's this constant pain of the past kind of seeping through, it's not being resolved, or it keeps being triggered, or it keeps opening up. It's hindering it from moving forward. And it sucks, because sometimes people want to heal. I've seen countless times where people are wanting to move on and move forward from something that they've held on to, like resentment or fear, whatever, and they want to just move on from it, and asking somebody for forgiveness or trying to talk to them about it. And then the other party will say something insensitive, or they make the other person feel dismissed, or just not. I've seen it countless times, and it sucks, because let me give you an example. Let's say you have I don't know, you hold resentment, something, you hated that your father never gave you affection. I don't know, I'm giving an example. And so 30 years later, you decide, after doing some reflection or healing or therapy or whatever, I don't know, something came into your mind where you're like, I want to move on from this. I don't want to hold on to this. This is holding me back. And you go to your father and you talk to him. Hey, you know, when I was a kid, I was just hoping that you showed me a little bit of affection, just to feel like you cared, and I just always felt like you didn't care. And you're hoping, right, by saying that your dad is like, oh, I'm so sorry, I didn't even realize it, of course I love you, and, you know, gives you a hug or something like this. And instead, he's like, what? Oh, that's just silly, that's not even true. And you feel completely like, bro, I just poured my heart to you. I'm trying to heal from this, and this is what you have to say. Like, you're making it seem like I'm insignificant, that my feelings are insignificant. Sorry about that. When in reality, if he's responding in that way, it's a bit of this uncomfortable feeling, maybe this insecurity or this realization or this feeling attacked, whatever comes up, and says that to avoid feeling that. But that's a little on the dangerous side, because if you're trying to heal from something or forgive and let go, and the other party is not receptive or not being sensitive, it's difficult, because it might even cement that pain a little bit more. But the other party doesn't always have to be reciprocal. It's nice. It's a little bit easier to help to let go, but they don't always have to be reciprocal. That's now on you, because now you're the adult. Now you can be in control of your feelings, of your reactions. And it's on you, you know? I've also seen people who have wanted to ask a parent for forgiveness for not even that they did something wrong to a parent. There's a specific situation that I'm thinking of. They wanted to ask for forgiveness because they judged their parent. I don't remember if it was a mom or a dad. They judged their parent throughout their lifetime consistently, and they wanted to ask for forgiveness, even though it was, we could say, technically the parent's fault. But the person came to the realization that they want to move on, move forward. I don't think the parent's ever going to ask me for forgiveness, but I'm going to ask them for forgiveness for constantly judging them and really hating them in my heart. But the parent had passed away, so they went to the grave site and they sat over there and basically had a conversation, like as if they were talking to the parent. And it was amazing. Like, it seems silly, but it was amazing for that person. It helped them release that pain and guilt. Now, I don't know if something happened where maybe they, I don't know, felt like a gust of wind and thought it was the parent or something, or maybe nothing happened. But the point is that they had the intention of letting this go. They went and they felt the relief, which, to be honest, a lot of our, then again, I'm not a doctor, a lot of our physical ailments have to do with needing to release a certain emotion that has become that, if that makes sense. Sometimes we have an illness, right? It starts as an emotion and it becomes an illness when we're an adult, because it takes time, and if it keeps being re-triggered and re-triggered and re-triggered, it starts to harden into physical form and it becomes some sort of illness. And to help let that go, you have to release that emotion. You have to pinpoint when this trauma happened and really, really believe within yourself that you're letting this go. Anyway, I'm talking too much and I'm so sorry. If you're interested in that type of medical terminology, I guess, I used to listen to a lot of things with Dr. Hammer, Hamer. He's a German doctor. And I think he was a cancer surgeon. And so that's how I learned the concept from this guy many years ago. Anyway, so Cancer, let's take out an oracle card for you. Hold on, let me check the time. All right, coolio. Let's take out an oracle card. Anyway, so Cancer, I'm sorry I've been rambling way too much. But that Ace of Pentacles as your outcome, and the first card that comes out was the Judgment card. You have two cards here that fell out. There is an opportunity for some sort of security. Ace of Pentacles is a seed that you can plant, and the more you nurture it, water it, give it sunlight, speak nicely to it, it begins to grow. It takes time. It's an investment. It's something that takes time. It's something that you will have to invest in for it to grow into this Ten of Pentacles. Long-term wealth, legacy, family. What else is Ten of Pentacles? Inheritance. Either way, it's where you feel secure. And that's coming to you. So that's pretty good. All right, so the two cards that came out, renewal and release. Letter R could be significant. L, A, E. I'm just gonna read all of the letters here. I don't know, my eyes went directly to that. So, all right, release. Let's read that first. And then I'm going to take out the Rebel deck. The Bad Words Oracle, as I like to call it. Okay, so release says, Nikita cuts through the graveyard as she rushes home in the wind and rain. She's terrified when shadow gray storm appears and speaks in her own voice, repeating painful things she has said to herself and others. It's all your fault. I'll never forgive any of you. As she listens in the rain to her own words, she learns it is she who has been making herself miserable. She leaves the graveyard with a changed heart, ready to forgive herself and others. Bro, and I was just talking about this forgiveness stuff. Oh my goodness, bro. This is so crazy. I love this. This is about personal responsibility and release of blame. It is time to clear the debris and move on. You cannot move forward while you continue to hide. This indicates healing family of origin issues. Am I ready to face my past and let go? Keywords are healing, remission, integration, release, dwelling on the past, righteous anger, change in consciousness, judgment day, judgment card, seeing clearly, hidden truth, great discovery. See all that you are, for you possess a power that you have yet to understand. This may feel daunting, but great freedom awaits as you meet your shadow self. Profound inner wisdom is coming to you. Stand steady. You are more than you know. Great freedom awaits as you meet your shadow self. And sometimes your shadow self is having to speak up for yourself, having to speak your truth, or having to speak what's in here. Now, of course, this applies to people who always leave it inside, or who always say yes to everyone, have a hard time saying no, people who self-sacrifice all the time. This does not apply to people who tell other people to screw off all the time, who have no compassion. That's not for these people. Those people need to release those feelings and have a little more compassion. But anyway, So renewal is your next card. Geranium's leaves shrivel and are stolen by the wind. She's pried from her pots and is deeply saddened when she's thrown away. But when she awakens, she's blooming once again. She now lives in a large park, a former landfill site, surrounded by lush greenery, and her roots reach deeper than ever before, opening her to possibilities of a new life. So basically, a shit situation can actually propel you to something much bigger. And it's so funny, I was talking about this yesterday. Again, I forgot what sign, and I was talking about this with somebody, that sometimes something negative happens in our life and we're like, what the heck? But that negative thing actually helps you to move to something better. So let's say you lose a job. Oh my gosh, this sucks. How am I going to get money? Whatever. And then all of a sudden your friend Joe Bob is like, oh, you know what? My company's hiring. And you're like, oh yeah, I'm looking for work actually. Yeah. They're hiring, and you start off at blah, blah, blah. And you're like, oh, that's great. And then you find out that the job is way easier than your previous job. You're making about the same amount of money or more. And you're like, oh my goodness, you know what I mean? So it's not about dwelling in the negative thing because it's hurting us. It's recognizing, yes, this hurts. Yes, I feel sad. Yeah, I'm going to cry. Yeah, I'm going to get angry. I don't know, whatever. But then I'm going to let go and not constantly dwell on that. So let's keep going. What appears to be an end may not be one after all. This may turn into a remarkable opportunity. Trust that whatever is coming is better than what you have known to this point. Oh my goodness. Yeah, Bijan, I didn't even think about that. That's so funny. Okay. Am I positive in the face of change or defeated? Am I ready to step into the new me? So keywords: regeneration, awakening, fortune, sourcing from a more beneficial place, feeling in the dark, change in circumstances, and unexpected blessings. You're being offered a chance to awaken to a new life. You may need to deepen your roots and anchor yourself by taking stock of what you would like to create. This is a time to start again and grow a strong foundation. So in reply to you don't have anyone, so your best advice is basically this, like the reading doesn't have to necessarily be that you're with someone. I'm saying it like that because it's easier for me to read that way, but you could apply it to your situation, you versus you. Renewal and release. There's something, and this is a Cancer reading, and you did say you're an Aries. So unless you have Cancer in your chart, oh wait, and you did say you were dealing with a Leo, so that's a little bit of a contradiction. Anyway, you have to release something, Cancer, because there's something brand new coming or happening, or maybe the energy is here already and it's just waiting for you to make some space for it. All right, what is the Rebel deck? What does it need to say? Oh my gosh, Cancer, 43 minutes and you didn't tell me anything. You're over here being so caring and just letting me talk. Just let her talk. I feel so loved. All right, Cancer, what do you need to hear? What are the messages that Cancer needs to hear? Oh, one just fell, and another one. I love it when they do that. It feels magical. All right, Cancer, you are giving away your power. Oh my goodness. You're giving away your power. You are a badass. Act like it. You're giving away your power. And sometimes holding on to something that we need to let go, that's giving away our power. Because you're giving your power to that thing because you're constantly focused on it. Anyway, winning. You got a good thing going. Don't ruin that shit. You got a good thing going. I don't know if you can see or if it's backwards on your end. Winning. You're winning. You might not even see it, but you are. And for some of you, you do feel it. All right, so Cancer, I'm going to leave it there. I have to make the shorts for the cards. You guys already heard it. So, if it resonated, let me know down in the comments down below. Be sure to hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will catch you guys next time. Thanks for watching.